Welcome back, Dungeoneers. It's Sunday afternoon, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to play Dungeons and Dragons. You're watching Dungeons and Dungeons, and I'm here at the table with...
I'm David Walling. I play Nancy, take backseat bard. Give me that back. Thank you. This isn't my address.
I'm Nicole Bates, and I play Sorion Sewell the Changeling Druid, who isn't a take backseat.
Yeah, you're not a take backseat. Only Nines is a take backseat.
I'm Greg.
Give me that back.
I'm Greg. I'm playing Ulset Ralph, a Furbog fighter.
And I'm Alexis Bates, your trusty dungeon mistress. And that noise you're hearing in the background is my dog.
And if you like dogs, you'll like... If you like dogs, you'll like our Patreon at patreon.com/Dyson Dungeon. I don't think any dogs actually feature in it, but we have dogs. And if you give us money through it, we'll use it to buy dog food for our dogs. So
we will, yeah.
Check it out. We have a variety of tiers and rewards. There's improv sessions, DM notes, all sorts of fun stuff. Mm-hmm. That's patreon.com/Dyson Dungeons.
It's your turn.
That was an amazingly just like smooth read.
Yeah. That's because no one interrupted me.
Yeah. If you like smooth reads, maybe you'll like Geekified. It has nothing to do with smoothness and only tangentially to do with reading. But Geekified is a great gaming store, and they're in Vinton, Iowa, which is, I've heard, the smoothest Vinton in Iowa. So...
What? What does that mean?
Don't worry about it.
Is it flat?
Don't worry about it.
It's Iowa. It's flat.
Don't worry about it. So if you
Yes, on their flag.
If you're looking to take advantage of Geekified's amazingly smooth inventory, head on over to their Facebook page, which can be found at facebook.com/Geekified Vinton. And they'll be announcing their live sales, which they do kind of a streaming auction-style bidding process. It's interesting. I've never seen anything else like it.
I heard they had some of the flattest, smoothest magic cards in all of Vinton, Iowa.
Yeah, they are very fat. They're very smooth, never creased, mint condition. At least like an 8.8 grade or above. I think. I'm just guessing.
I don't know how grades
about grading.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
It sounds like a grade.
Sounds like a good one,
Then
too.
give them money.
Better than the 3.
Yeah.
You know, and support your local gaming store.
Mm-hmm.
It's a smooth read. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Dungeoneers, let's roll. Last week, on Dyson Dungeons, Midnight Brunch met with their old acquaintance, Charna. She told them of how her dalliance with the voice had somehow been recorded. To save herself from financial ruin and public embarrassment, Charna has sought out her fellow Thieves Guild members and, as it seems, our group of heroes, to reacquire the evidence that she's currently being blackmailed with. we rejoin our group as they are actively working to figure out a plan to infiltrate the Festinian mansion.
And anyway, that's the plan I came up with.
That was not a very good plan, though.
What do you mean? It was a great plan.
Well, the plan gets us in, but then what? We don't know where it is. We don't know what it looks like. We don't know how to get it. We don't know how to take it out. We don't know how to get away.
What?
It's
What are you-
lunchtime, Olsa.
Yeah, Charna provided sandwiches.
When?
They're right there.
Oh,
They're grilled cheese, I think.
Well, they're grilled something.
is it
Wait,
yellow?
this is
and-
a melt.
So, I've been thinking. I know it's been 3 seconds and not a
Felt
week.
like a week. Where do you keep getting that beer? It's so big.
Charna provided it. So,
How come all the other ones are so small?
well,
because she only provided like one bake mug.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
Like,
what
of
is
course I'm gonna
happening.
go for that.
It is a matter of perspective. Perhaps the mug is correctly sized, but Huwin is really tiny.
So, I
I
was
don't
thinking.
think that's it.
I was thinking, no, it would be a really good distraction.
What?
Weren't you talking about doing like an illegal outlaw performance?
Yeah, that sounds cool.
So what if you like set up outlaw performance on the lawn outside to like stick it to the rich people?
I thought I was performing for the rich people.
Well, I'm just saying like if it's outside, that'll draw a lot of guards out to like look at you. And
Guards do like looking for me, as
Yeah.
this wanted poster suggests.
exactly, because you're an outlaw and it's an outlaw performance.
And outlaws are cool.
They're really cool.
Is
Very
Guna
cool.
an outlaw?
And
No.
at this point, Gula chimes in. So, are you planning on doing the like? Where are you planning on doing this? Because we're already like booked as performers there. So, are you gonna like take over the ballroom or something?
Maybe we should save the outlaw performers for another time.
I thought you wanted to have an outdoor
Well, I
concert.
do, but I already have a booked gig. According to my manager, anyway.
Owen's just like shrugging.
Sorry, they're drunk right now.
What would make him more famous?
Who are you asking that to?
Owen.
Just the group.
No, Owen.
Okay. Well, as a veteran music group
Person.
manager person,
Insight check. I got a 16.
you're pretty sure that Holwyn is shooting straight on this one.
Okay. Checks out.
Yeah.
That's why I hired them.
Yeah, they're
That's
your
why
best
Huwin
bet.
is getting 90% of all the proceeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think, was it 90?
Yeah. Why
No,
not?
don't worry about it. So, I, as a veteran music group manager person, think the way that you get famous is by being obnoxious and brash and breaking rules.
You must be very famous.
At least that's how everyone else I've ever heard of getting famous and like rock music did it.
Is that what the voice did?
Yeah. I was just thinking through his entire catalog, and it's, well, assuming that Nines is indeed correct, he literally stole from you
That's true. He did
in
steal
multiple
from me.
ways, profit off of your music, made every single thing that he sings about overly sexual, and is now super rich. Oh, and commits a lot of crimes still.
Hey, we commit a lot of crimes still.
Yeah, but not publicly.
But how am I going to rob for myself? That seems to be the key to success, because we do in everything else.
Well, that's what I was thinking. So if you do like an outlaw performance outside the house to like counter the inside performance, you know, as like a counter protest to the rich.
So Guna will be inside and Nines will be outside.
Yeah,
It will be an inside-out job.
it'll be like a battle of the bards.
Okay.
That will draw attention outside of the castle or mansion or whatever altogether, so that we can, while you're distracting everyone, sneak in and steal the book.
So I have to make some sort of really big performance
Yeah,
and really advertise that I'm a criminal?
yeah.
How are we going to promote this?
It's Hohen's job.
You guys, so we're gonna have trouble scouting the place with all of us together, but I can go in as a fly pretty easily and without much risk, theoretically. So I could just scout out the building while you guys go promote.
Okay. I would suggest that you scout out the building shortly before we actually do this, because they might move the object.
We know they're going to move the object, but I need to get eyes on it because I have a spell that lets me track objects if I can see it close enough.
So, you want to do that?
Well, what does Nines think? As the talent.
Yes, I am the talent. I'm the best talent in the group.
I mean, Honkert is, but...
Is he? Is he really?
Honkert? Are you?
Well, I am quite well known.
Can you play outlaw jazz without any notes? I understand that it is
Yes.
the notes not played.
Insight check. I may count that.
All right.
I got a 23.
You are pretty sure that Honkert could definitely play no notes.
Wow.
That would be quite a jazz performance.
Which- which
what
is-
I've learned from Honkert is that is new information.
Which is exactly what Ulseth just asked if he could do.
Yes. What do you think
was
of
very
this?
precise.
I mean, we can always go with the basic, you're performing inside. I just feel like it'll draw more attention to have an illicit performance outside.
Not only that, it would help divide the group so that when we tried to run away, we couldn't be together.
Well,
What about me? Don't I have to run away too?
Yes.
but you have a cloak that can make you run away really fast.
Yes, once.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So we can work out the escape plan once we actually see the grounds.
Yes, we can make the escape plan after we do the escaping part.
No, when I'm scouting today
Oh, okay.
or tomorrow. Tomorrow?
Well, the time's an illusion.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Then what are we gonna do tonight?
Have dinner.
What's for dinner?
What do you mean? What?
Have dinner. That's the most this group response.
Perhaps Charna will spring for dinner.
Yeah, are
Yeah,
you
do
gonna
it.
take us
Do it.
out?
Charna's gone suddenly.
What?
What do you mean gone?
Are the others
We
here
talked
still?
about paying for
Yeah,
dinner and she
yeah.
just disappeared?
Yes. The other two are here.
Oh, maybe they will.
Guna and Kanto are both here.
What do you two think of this idea?
Yeah, you mean you're asking them the idea of
The outlaw performance.
the outlaw performance, not getting dinner.
Yeah.
Well,
both.
we can get both. We want to know the
in
answer
order,
to both.
one and then the other.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, which
dinner's-
one first?
Dinner.
The first one
Yeah,
first.
dinner's most important.
I mean, we can go get dinner,
Okay,
sure. Like,
cool.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for treating us. So what do you think of the plan? Concept at this stage.
Kanto speaks first. Well, they're probably going to have a lot of security. Because, it's going to be a big to-do. I've been around a few other times that they've had some huge soiree. So, this should be a pretty good distraction. Especially if you set it up to have, like, a whole bunch of common folk, like, storm the gates or something like that. And, like, show up to the concert.
Oh, so I need to make some sort of song that says, "Hey, screw the rich people."
Yeah. Yeah.
Die for my amusement.
Yeah.
Barrel chicken.
Barrel chicken.
That's a deep cut from before the show started.
That is
Barrel chickens in the mansion.
outside of this room. That is a cut that one person gets.
Uh-huh.
You know who you are.
You do.
Yes, you are
Yeah,
here.
Trevor.
It's Dromar.
Omar.
Why did
Wonder
you
what that
tell
guy's up to
people?
lately.
Oh, sorry.
Why did you tell
now they're gonna
everyone?
now everyone's gonna bother Dromar.
They're all gonna pester the crap out of Droma because he's so famous.
Yeah. Man, do you think we
That
could
should
get
be my
Dromar
job.
for the concert? Yeah, so and then you guys, so tomorrow I'll go in and just get a lay of the thing, get eyes on the book. That's all I really need to do as a fly. But you guys and Holen can start promoting this to get a bunch of commoners there and cause a small riot, a small to medium riot.
So we will advertise that it is free admission if they can get in.
Yeah. Whatever you need to do.
Guna now speaks. You know I won't be able to help with that part. I can still get you in under the guise of you performing with me, but the moment that you break to keep up my appearance in this city, I will have to essentially flee the scene at that point.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. Hopefully you're as good at running away as we are.
We're great at it.
Uh-huh.
I will also need you to do something that indemnifies me from any involvement. Because ostensibly you're coming in as my bandmate, as a performer in my group. So, how do we keep my reputation intact with this?
You start your song by saying something like, screw the rich and Guna, they're I don't know.
I am nice. I am not going solo. All of you suck. I can do that.
Yeah.
It's a great plan.
It doesn't do a lot to make me look better, because I still would have been responsible for hiring you.
Well, what if instead of hiring him, you just break in?
Well,
What?
Instead of hiring Nines just breaks in.
Well,
They already hired me.
how are you going to break in with all the guards? When you're already inside, it's going to be hard for them to stop you, especially if you coordinate that with a bunch of people rushing the gates.
You can just climb in my bag when I go in as a fly.
for like 6 seconds of not breathing.
We have those bottled breaths still.
Do we still have some?
I bought a bunch.
Well, a bunch is quite a number.
So,
we had a really not very good plan, and now we are abandoning that for a really not good plan.
What do you mean?
what was the first plan that we're abandoning now?
The first plan was just we sneak in and steal stuff.
Oh, I thought it was that we were all going in as members of Guna's performance.
I mean, that's how we were sneaking
Yeah,
in.
that was part of it.
Well, there. And now we're not? I am very confused by
I
this
mean-
lack of plan.
It would make Nines more famous, so it
Yeah,
helped.
that's the most important part, actually, is making me more famous.
And didn't your what God tell you that you need to do stuff that makes you famous? Or
Well, they told me to, like, perform more and,
yeah,
stop focusing on revenge and something.
yeah. So let's get revenge on the wealthy for everyone.
Yeah, I think the revenge was just against a specific person.
Guna.
No, the voice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe you could announce when you do your outlaw thing that although it did to make a short story long, okay, that Guna did hire you, but it was under false pretenses and that you are an adept liar
What, me lie?
Yeah, that you are very good at deception and you deceived her, and it is in no way her fault that you are now doing this wonderful performance that is outlaw.
Yes, that's a great way just to announce my presence, is saying, "Hi, I tricked you," and then I leave.
Yeah,
Oh,
but you have to perform along with Honka.
What if you challenge Guna to a battle of the bards?
that might work.
That way it doesn't look like, I don't know, Guna's and your problem was that if we do any outlaw stuff, it'll make you look bad.
Well, it's not so much if you do any outlaw stuff, it makes me look bad. It's more if you do any outlaw stuff after I bring you in under the guise of being a band member, it makes me look at the very least incompetent.
Well, what we can do to really sell this outlaw angle is we just do the first plan, we steal the book, get away, and then we have an outlaw concert, and I brag about stealing the book.
Everyone in the room looks at you like you've just said the dumbest thing they've ever heard.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Well, we have now spent a great deal of time accomplishing nothing.
I think we're accomplishing a lot.
Oh,
The
yeah.
only thing-
We have made a
I
plan,
finished two
dismissed the
sand-
plan, reverted back to the first plan.
I
dismissed
finished
that
two
plan.
sandwiches.
That was my sandwich.
No, it
I was
wasn't.
saving it.
You weren't.
Sad now.
I'm sad now.
I like to tell people how I feel.
I'm aware.
Okay, what are we going to do?
You're the plan person, Zoria.
I will make a suggestion that we do the original plan.
Just give up on trying to drag guards off of us.
Yes.
I mean, maybe we'll do it in a way where the cars don't chase us.
Okay. Well, you're
So-
gonna have to be performing no matter what.
Yeah.
While we steal stuff.
Yeah, so you will be okay.
Yeah, I'll be great. I'm safe. I have a reason to be there.
You can change into something
And besides,
and
the
get away.
guards won't be able to chase us if the whole building is on fire.
So
I mean, I don't think that's gonna be able to come back on me so much unless they catch specifically you.
Oh, so you are in favor of firing.
Well, the Festinians are assholes, so... Sure.
Oh, that is your idiom.
Yeah, we'll just set things on fire. I mean, that's usually just how it ends up happening anyway.
What if... Here's an idea.
who is this talking?
Guna, sorry.
Okay.
What if you set the building on fire
I like it.
and we're all, like, escaping, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because the building's on fire.
And
We do not want to be in the burning building.
It makes sense. Why would we want to be inside a burning building?
exactly. And then you stage an impromptu concert that blocks the firefighters from getting to the house.
There's firefighters in this world? I can never afford one.
We've never seen one before. And we've been around a lot of fires.
It's just
Actually, no, I think we saw some when that barge exploded.
We're having this conversation, and there's just like a.
You guys have actually seen firefighters and
Yeah.
other, like, sort of rescue things. Interestingly enough, in case people are wondering, firefighters are, from the time that we, like, started cities and then had, like, horses and, like, large water pumping abilities. So for quite a few hundred years now, they've existed. So if you're thinking, well, they didn't have firefighters in fantasy settings, well, it actually makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Also, like,
Well,
fervent.
In a fantasy setting, is it just like one just tired wizard, just like woo 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 woo, and just like waves his like create
wand of
water
create a
spell.
water
just like,
jet.
Water. You can do that with your knife.
Yeah, water's an ingredient, right?
Yeah. You could do that.
We never talked about that. Can I
Yeah,
create
knowing
water?
knowing a very little bit about firefighting, because I've had some friends that like were real firefighters over the years, so I know a very tiny bit about it. It's not always just about like dousing everything with water. That often doesn't work. To just like cover everything you can with water, because and things like roofs and walls stop water from flowing. So they would probably have like enchanted like clothing that protects them from heat and stuff like that.
Oh, I have one of those.
And other enchantment. They probably would have like a lot of wizards and maybe clerics for like first response. Yeah, there would be like a whole team to tackle certain things and get certain places.
Okay.
Maybe they would like use water and wind elementals and stuff.
So that gave Ulseth an idea, since Ulseth has a cloak of fire invulnerability.
You can start
This-
the fire.
No, when the building is on fire, I can just go and get the object through the fire and not be burned.
Well, presumably we'll have the object before the building is on fire.
You think so?
Maybe.
Maybe. If not, I could be in the fire and be invulnerable.
Yeah.
Kanto pipes in. Well, that certainly gives us an edge.
I think you should be the one to start the fire, because you don't have to get away from it then.
Oh, Nines is
Yeah.
a very good fire starter.
But
I'm performing.
he's performing, and
The
you're
only thing I'm
you're
living
immune
is
to
my
fire.
talent.
You could have inflammatory music.
Like heart attack?
Holwyn pipes up now.
Not that kind of
Ulseth.
information. What?
You can become invisible.
Yes.
For 6 seconds.
For not very long.
But you can become invisible, and that means that you can slip past at least like one set of patrolling guards. So you're supposed to help like move equipment in for the band, right?
Yeah, I carry things. That seems to be my fate.
But if you can become invisible, that means that you can like slip past people and go start a fire.
We can bring some pyrotechnics with us for the performance. And then you just set the building on fire.
And then what?
Then the building is on fire.
And then we run away because it's on fire.
Yes. And then I
Okay.
stage a counter protest stage
In
show.
front so that they can't get in.
Okay, so now we can get in, and now we can get out. But how do we find and get the object?
That's
Well,
me.
that's their job.
That's my job.
Your
Yeah,
job
we'll
is to
figure it
find
out.
and get the object.
I'll be an animal, and I can locate object if I can get eyes on it.
Okay. So we now have a.
Rough plan.
Are you giving it names?
We're still building it out and scouting this. We're not at naming
Okay.
levels yet.
I always look forward to the naming of the plan steps.
I'm looking for, I believe, I have somewhere. I still have blasting powder from the mines.
Yeah, do you still have oil?
Yeah. And we can always go buy some. We have a day.
Oh, we could buy things, yeah, flammable liquids. It's good to have an accelerant, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So, here's what we
and
do.
Nothing would be suspicious about buying those things.
Here's what we do tomorrow. I go scout the mansion with Cody. Kanto.
Kanto.
And
Cody?
No.
let's see, Cody, CO. I go with Kanto to scout out the house and get eyes on the book. Nines and Hillwyn, you start promoting the outlaw performance that will happen after the building's on fire,
Yep,
so that
that
we
will
get
be-
crowds.
Be spontaneous and unplanned.
No,
So it'll be promoted heavily.
yeah, promote it as heavily as you can because of how spontaneous it is. Yeah. Ulseth, you buy explosives and oil and whatever else we need to blow up a house.
I thought we were just immolating.
Whatever. It's a variety of things. Mm-hmm. How does that sound for tomorrow?
Well, that will fill the day,
All right.
and then we do the plan.
Yes.
What's this plan called?
We're calling it the Festinian I'll think on the name.
It's a moment of silence. A long moment.
You guys decide where we're having dinner now. That's the most important part.
Do you guys know a good place?
For what?
Food.
Dinner.
You said you were going to join us for dinner.
Yeah.
You are
Oh.
going to
Sure.
buy us dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we're currently wanted, so it has to be sort of low key.
Like some sort of Thieves Guild restaurant.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we just go to the guild?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Do they have
okay.
food?
Yeah.
Oh, well, take
Well,
us then.
yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Find out if the food is better than the company's house. Which we
I mean-
have not tasted because we cannot go there.
We're the Thieves Guild, so a lot of places cook for us.
Oh, okay.
How much do you pay for, though?
Oh, well, what we actually do is keep out people who would otherwise try to run like racketeering things and other organized crime things. See, we don't like that. We like more disorganized crime. So we organize around being disorganized. Does that make sense?
No.
Exactly.
What?
That's why no one's ever caught us. So what we do for the restaurants is make sure that no one starts up racketeering things.
Okay, I have
So
a
you
name.
make sure no one makes a crime guild.
I have a heist name.
Now, I'm just messing with you. Yeah, we just steal it.
Oh, okay.
I have a.
Wait, that's
I have
a crime.
I have a heist name.
What?
What?
So there's gonna be a musical performance.
Right?
Yeah.
There's gonna be a house on fire.
Ideally, yes.
So it's the Festinian Fire Festival.
Oh, I thought you were going to say burning down the house, but that has already been taken.
But we'll call it Fire with a Y to make it cool.
Well, that is how you spell,
And a-
part of the
a
Festinian
festive-
spelled with a Y.
Festival with two Y's.
A Festinian spelled with a Y. I've been spelling it with which part?
Well, a part.
All of
Part
the
of
I's
what?
and Y's. And festival could be FYSTYVYL.
Okay, so it's
No band has ever done that sort of thing.
Oh, my computer here is suddenly very unhappy, and it has lost
All the lies.
the whole document. So I'm gonna close that because
No, it's
oh my, it's very unhappy.
VYL.
festival.
Festival.
I'm just gonna close.
You can make a Y sound almost like anything.
I don't remember where I put the Y. I'm gonna be completely honest here, but there is a Y in it. So
All right. Well, we'll worry about it later. Let's go eat.
No,
at
we
the
worry about it
fiesta.
now. I can't eat if I don't know where the Y is.
You do
You
not
can
want to eat at the
definitely
Y.
eat.
No, I can.
Where'd you get that sandwich? I thought I ate them all.
I made it with my knife.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I did, and I stole it from her.
it's FYSTINION.
Okay, well now it's FYSTYNYAN.
We can't just change the name of a town.
No, it's a
Isn't
family.
it the town? It's a family. So sure, whatever.
Oh, then I don't care what they think.
Festinian Fire
Ellis Island did it
Festival.
all the time. Whatever.
Only to publish it like that.
Okay. Well, you two talk because I'm writing out a plan.
Oh, we're not going to talk. We're going to eat dinner
Oh,
at the.
okay.
We're having food at the Thieves Guild. What's on the board here?
Yeah, does it just have like the name of the restaurant and what they stole from it?
No.
They don't give
No.
credit where credit is due.
Oh, they just say like which rich family they stole it from.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, we just have a whole bunch of, chefs for the rich families. They often just cook us food because they can just steal it from their bosses, and
Are they part of the Thieves Guild?
Yeah, a few of them.
That's pretty handy.
Some of them, they just, are fans.
Yeah. So what are we eating for dinner?
Well, it looks like tonight we've got a pot roast.
Do
We've
you like roasted pot?
We are from Michigan, so beyond the pot roast, we've got it looks like some poutine over here.
Ooh.
We
White cheddar or yellow cheddar?
both
Mix
The same
or
one
two dishes?
or 2 dishes?
2 dishes.
So we have a choice.
I mix them.
I was gonna eat one of those.
my
Ooh,
plate,
and
I make-
someone made chicken and waffles. Kind of a rich night tonight,
Ooh,
but
chicken and waffles.
you know
I do like chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
that's the spread we got. Go ahead and help yourselves.
Are there any like nutritious vegetables or fruits?
Not tonight.
Oh, good.
I love that you guys didn't ask like how you got here or
I just
Anything.
assumed it was in the basement.
I thought
or
they
something.
blindfolded us, not blindfolded us. And we couldn't see where we went, so it just sort of like dissolved.
no.
Oh, every time we've gone to a Thieves Guild, they always blindfold us.
Yeah, but it seems like they trust you at this
Oh.
point.
Do they?
Were we just already in the Thieves Guild and we didn't know it?
No.
Did we walk across the desert to get to the cafeteria?
No. So you were in
A desert.
the private hotel room that Charna had. You left. We're sort of re-describing events because we jumped ahead here because you want to know what they had. For continuity's sake, you left the room, left the hotel, all of you together. You then went to a public library.
In the desert?
No, you left the hotel.
Oh, okay.
Like you left the room through a reverse transportation scroll,
Oh, okay.
and you left the hotel. You went to a public library in Lyradale. They took you to a private reading room,
That's the best kind.
and they grabbed a copy of a specific book off the shelves.
What was the book?
Well, you have a copy of this.
The complete works of, I have it written down.
It's Great Bright.
Great Bright. The complete works of Great Bright.
Yes. Now, it's a specific copy from the library. They place it on the table. They open it up to a certain page.
Which page? Is it one of his plays? Like the title page?
No, it's in one of his plays, but it's not like the title page. That page 217. It's in the middle of one of his comedies, and they place it face up on the table, orient it at sort of a diagonal to the corners, and then a door opens up, a secret panel on the back wall of this small reading room you entered. They then close the book, bring it through the door with you all, set it on a little shelf made just for that book on the inside of this chamber. The wall slides closed behind you, and then you descend down some stairs into a tunnel system, which leads you a good long ways, you think, away from the city. It's not like sewers or anything. This looks all kind of hand dug. And you enter a sort of sunken grove out in the forest. The grove has many people sort of wandering about. It might best be described as a strange thieving commune. And
What's your bag, Olsef?
everyone seems very relaxed and chill, and people just kind of come and go.
So is there honor among these thieves? Do we have to protect our goods?
You don't know.
Can I use my helmet to scan the thoughts around here
Sure.
to see if there's some guy complaining in his mind about just getting a bag full of copper?
And how that frog was a lot richer.
I mean, you can do that, but you do not detect those thoughts.
I don't. Okay.
So you can certainly scan that. You can do. Just want to be clear. Not stopping that. You just don't detect those thoughts.
Those are very specific thoughts for someone to have at that specific time.
They are very specific thoughts.
Hey, sometimes people do that. Just have weird
they might
thoughts.
be ruminating on it over and over.
It's like,
and over
why
that
did he
idea.
have like 22 copper while talking about how rich he is?
Hey, I mean, I've had long commutes, and you need enough time with yourself, and you just start thinking about something weird. I get it.
What's the weirdest thought I hear?
I don't know. Probably someone thinking about whether they should see a doctor for like a toe fungus thing.
As we walk by them, I say, you should.
They just say thanks and go about their business.
And you avoid stepping in their footprints.
Yeah, I step away from their location. Do I hear any thoughts about some guy with like, man, why did I become a Thieves Guild doctor? That just... No one tells me about their problems. Anything like that? A very depressed doctor looking for work in the Thieves Guild?
Wait, are they a depressed doctor looking for work in the
why
Thieves
else would
Guild?
they
Or are
be
they
thinking about
working
how
at-
they're
Or
a
are
doctor?
they working for the Thieves Guild
Well,
and
they're-
are also a depressed doctor?
Well, they're
Are
in
they,
the
like-
Thieves Guild, but they could have a degree in doctoring.
I
maybe
guess I'm just trying
specific-
to understand the context of the person you're
Well, I'm
looking
trying
for
to
here.
play matchmaker between guy with toe fungus and guy who treats toe fungus.
Yeah, there's a guy who's like, man, I wish I could tell someone who actually cared about this amazing toe fungus cure that I've come up with, and no one will believe me.
Well, I tell him I believe you, and that guy needs toe fungus cream. And I point right at the guy. Just right at him.
You have made a little match. They meet up, talk. One
Talk shop.
like
Toe fungus.
the toe fungus cure guy hands the toe fungus guy like a little bouquet of creams, like all wrapped up and just like ready to go. And the toe fungus haver, it gets a little teary eyed, just takes it, and they kind of reach towards each other to hug, but then they're like, I got toe fungus and I'm holding a bunch of cream for it. So they don't hug. You know how that goes.
I know exactly.
And-
I've been in that exact scenario twice, and there's no non-awkward way of handling that.
Yeah, and then you can see like there's a little twinkle in their eye as they're like, I found a toe fungus friend for life. And the other guy's like,
Unlike my toe fungus, our friendship will last forever.
I found a toe fungus customer for life.
You know, I've been writing the plan out, so I've been missing part of this, but what the hell is happening? As I eat my
Nine solved a
poutine.
problem.
Oh.
And they're looking at each other. They're just exchanging these knowing glances, like, yeah, you know. They're looking at each other, kind of nodding.
Are they giving finger guns?
Well, no, because one's holding a bouquet of foot fungus cream, and the
What?
other is like writing out a prescription for them, because they're a doctor
Yeah.
of foot fungus.
Oh yeah.
Just of this, so they're writing out like a prescription, And it just says for the creams, and with it, like directions on there, and they both just keep nodding, like yeah, this is
right.
This is right. I can't believe this is happening.
Is there a guy right beside them just like listing off side effects just as us two just like keep smiling at each other, like living their best lives, riding a bicycle through the Thieves Guild restaurant?
No, but there isn't anyone reading side effects because the guy who made the foot fungus cream is already talking about side effects.
Oh, what's his voice like?
It's upsettingly fast. You understand that they're talking about side effects, but it's so quick you can't actually understand what the side effects are.
But I hear one of them, right?
Yeah, may cause death.
Well, that's not a side effect. That's a cure.
It cures almost everything.
It does cure almost everything except death.
So, they're having this exchange, and then like someone else wanders over, and it looks like maybe they're like a minister or something, and they pull out like a robe and they put on like a little tie, and they're like now calling people together, and they have like a little foot fungus wedding, right?
Right there.
Right there.
Wait, how? There's no rings involved here. How is they having a wedding?
There are definitely rings involved. They're on the feet.
But that's what the fungus is.
Exactly.
They're antifungal rings.
Is that the cure?
No, the rings are the fungus. The fungus is making like little ring patterns on
Gross.
one of the guys. Yeah, it's fungus.
Can you take
It's not
it
a foot
off?
fungus. No, like that's the problem.
Well, I think once you cure it, then they're not married anymore.
Yeah, they're getting foot fungus married, and that hopefully ends in a divorce. Always.
What is going on? I'm writing out a plan.
Don't worry about it.
9 started something,
And then,
like
you
usual.
know, as this is kind of going on, Guna walks over and just looks at you and says, "God damn it, you brilliant son of a bitch," and then just like walks off to food.
Well, I follow her because she has her table, so
Are you happy now?
I am very happy.
Okay, good.
I made 2 fictional people happier, and
got rid of fungus.
yeah, and potentially gave them a horrible side effect, which I don't know what it is because
And they're all potential side effects.
yeah, the potential like. But we cured the foot fungus, right?
You did.
We're gonna follow up on this story a week later, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure
Right?
you'll
Write that down.
I'm sure you're gonna remember it.
Right, what
Part
down?
of the plan. Check on foot fungus guy.
Every once in a
no.
while, a DM just has to give players exactly what they asked
Yeah.
for, and this
Okay.
is it.
So
Okay.
here's our rough draft of the plan while we
Okay.
eat.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm having
I was
chickens and
making our
waffles.
plan.
Do I like? I like the white cheddar poutine better than the yellow cheddar.
They're throwing rice now for the foot fungus people.
Is it cooked rice or?
You're going.
It's
you're,
like sticky
Nines
rice.
is catching the rice.
It's actually rice pudding.
Oh yeah, you're definitely running
Yeah.
around catching that.
Yeah, they didn't have any rice. It's just rice pudding. They had that tonight, and they're just throwing it.
All right. So here's our plan. Rough draft. We might change it up depending on what we find scouting.
What you find scouting?
Yeah. All right. So number 1, we sneak in as performers. We're calling this the Harlequin Romance.
I am performing as a
Right.
carrying of things.
Yes, you're very good at that.
2 has 3 parts: A, B, and C.
Ooh.
A, Nines and Guna perform with Owen as your manager. We're calling it Hearts and Nines. All right. Also,
Terrible hand. Terrible hand.
I do.
you're sneaking to the kitchen
Uh-huh.
where you're to prep for the fire.
Oh, a kitchen fire.
We're calling it Grease Fire. That's that. Mm-hmm. I will be looking for and getting my hands on the book, which we're calling Bibliolarceny.
Oh, that's a very clever pun thing.
Thank you. Then we move on to step 3. Once you're signaled that I have the book, you start the fire. And we're calling that Light Up the Night. Then
I thought that was a reverse Billy Joel.
we did start the fire. It's actually pretty good.
We did start the fire.
We're changing the name. start the fire. Okay. 4. In the chaos, we escape and meet at the front gates. We're calling that together again.
Oh.
5. We begin the outlaw performance, which I'm calling Down with the Rich, because that's what the theme is.
Mm-hmm.
And then 6, we set off a massive pyrotechnics display at the end of the concert to mask our escape. And I'm calling it Going Out with a Bang.
Oh, well, you do the pyrotechnics. You were good at that.
So, your job tomorrow, Ulsa, is to go and buy a lot of
Kitchen grease.
and fireworks.
Oh, I thought that we would have Nines do the fireworks.
Well, we'll want a lot of fireworks, like blinding amount of fireworks, so that we can escape.
Okay.
That will last a while.
Mm-hmm.
So you can start the fireworks, but we want them to like have extra oomph. So
Okay. Will you give me the money to buy this stuff?
yeah,
Okay.
You're not gonna get robbed again, are you?
stay away from frogs.
Yeah, stay away from frogs.
Okay. No frogs.
So you're gonna go buy
What about Muriel?
grease.
They're not in this town.
Yeah, Muriel's back in Glendring.
I know. I was just trying to be sure.
Oh, you buy grease and fireworks at the grease and fireworks store.
Oh, what if they are in different stores?
Then go to 2 stores.
Okay.
That might take all day.
Well,
9s, you and Holwyn start promoting your outlaw performance and how you're gonna stick it to the man and take down the 1% and all of that, so that we get a lot of commoners showing up to block the firefighters. And I will go scout the mansion. Does this sound like an actual plan?
This sounds like a great split the party plan.
Yeah.
This will be awesome.
but we
Yeah.
all get together at the end.
Yes,
It's
unless
called
one of us
getting
gets caught.
together again.
Yeah.
I think that's getting the band back together.
Oh, that's a good name. All right.
Do you want to check with Guna to see if they are okay with the plan?
Guna, you just heard all that. Are you okay with the plan?
Or do they just have a mouthful of poutine? It's just like,
She's got a glass of rosé and
With gravy in it?
No,
Oh.
she's got a glass of rosé and a salad.
You are not eating chicken
With
and
gravy on
waffles.
it?
Not really to my taste.
I put extra gravy on my poutine.
And your salad.
Your plan generally sounds fine.
I had asked at the beginning if there were any healthy fruits and vegetables, and I was told no. Where did you get the salad?
It's an unhealthy salad.
I pack my own lunch and dinner most days.
Ooh, how frugal.
Yeah.
Well, it's not so much frugal as I have some unfortunate dietary conditions.
No.
It restricts me in what I can eat, and I find it better to just plan ahead.
It's a good thing that Nines did not hear that. Otherwise, he would have been asking all sorts of prying and embarrassing questions.
So,
about your
what did you
dietary
think of the plan?
Mostly, I think it should work just fine.
Mostly.
Getting the fireworks in may be a bit tricky, at least at the quantities you're talking about.
We'll put them in my bag of folding.
Well, yes, but distributing them around the property may cause some people to take notice.
Oh, I was just on the stage for our escape at the end.
Oh, I had misunderstood. I thought you were using that to help fuel the fire.
No, it was to mask our escape after the outlaw performance.
I see. Then that should be fine. Do you have anyone other than yourself performing during your impromptu concert?
I mean, you have your band.
yeah, we have a band.
You have a band?
Yeah,
Do you
it's
remember?
all right here.
Tell me about your band members.
Well, it changes from show to show.
Do you remember
on.
any of
Do
your
you
band?
remember any of your band?
That's what I have a manager for. I can't remember the name of my talent. So we got the Billies.
It was Brass and Steel Experience. the Brass and Steel Experience,
Does that ring a bell?
featuring Nines.
Is there someone who rings a bell at my concerts?
It's an Aarakocra band. There's Billy Flamingo on the steel drums, Billy Parrott on the steel guitar, Billy Woodpecker on the steel spoons, whose right eye has a scar from playing the knives. Then there's Billy the Sparrow, who's a steel robot. I don't know what instrument they play. Ex-members include Billy Penguin, who was on the trombone, and Billy Pelican, who got Sandra pregnant. And they have a variety of songs. They have the fun song, Billy's, and a steel anthem, Steal My Heart, Caw, sung by Billy Parrott, and Brass and Steel with Thrash Chicken Dance.
So how are you going to set up the stage?
With your spell.
Yeah, we have magic for that.
Illusion.
It'll be a magical illusionary stage.
He's a master illusionist.
Well, that may be quite powerful in its appearance and certainly controllable if you are as talented as you claim.
And it's,
Very talented.
and it's
However,
an outlaw concert.
It's still illusionary. You won't be able to stand on it.
We'll bring a ladder.
That's a good point. We do like ladders. Olsef, hold me up.
Are there
I
any
am too
sort
busy
of...
making grease fires.
No, we're past the grease fire part.
Do they have any, like, magic items where you can just, like, throw, like, a little box down and it opens up into a large stage?
Yeah, there has to be like bardic stage
Stage in a
magic
box?
items.
I know, meta-wise, I know that there are, like, collapsible boats and, like, fortresses that you can, like, miniature fortresses you can have expand out and stuff. I wonder if there's a stage version.
There has to be. There has to be a customized one because there's big money in that.
You know, that does seem... Speaking as a DM here, I want to be clear because I've mostly been speaking in character today. That does seem to be a reasonable thing. I don't have any reason to think that you wouldn't be able to obtain something like that at some significant cost, because it's a powerful enchantment. To miniaturize something and have it like fold out and all that stuff like that, that's some pretty potent magic, but I have no reason to think that you wouldn't be able to obtain something like that from like a good large music store.
Well,
There has to be one.
So
in town.
when you're getting
opportunity.
grease and fireworks and stages and promoting the thing while I scout.
Can I borrow some money?
Owen, do you want to hold the money?
Why don't you trust me with the money? Oh, right, it's because Olsef got robbed.
Yeah.
And somehow that's my fault.
You were there.
What, you're going to say it was my plan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was.
No, it was actually my plan, and then you sent me off to get rope.
and if you had been there, we would not have lost 22 copper.
Exactly. So, Holland, here's that big sack of money that they gave us for this whole mission.
Holwyn takes the big old
Cold
sack of money. How much is left in there at this point?
That's what I'm looking for, because I wrote it separate from my actual money. So,
And this is a work expense.
why don't the three of you all just do the shopping and the promotion together
Okay.
while I'm scouting? Safety in numbers.
Yes.
Especially if two of us want it.
And
Well, you have a disguise.
you will be the loneliest number.
I will be. I'll be with Kanto.
Ah. Two can be as bad as one.
Oh.
Oh, do they
I
have
guess that's
dessert
true.
at this?
Yeah, what's
dining hall?
dessert?
Yeah, what's dessert?
Um,
Rice
Is it
pudding.
just cakes? Is it a whole wedding cake?
no.
Why? There's a wedding happening.
Well, there's...
You just let a wedding happen and you don't have a cake for it with like toe fungus decorations?
We started
Correct.
with
No.
52,000 gold.
Yeah.
Absolutely
And we
not.
Why not?
As far as I can tell, they use.
Oh, here it is.
What do you love to
silver.
steal the
All right.
most?
The pouch.
Pretzels?
No, you love to
Pies.
buy pretzels the most.
Pies.
You love to steal pies more than anything else. You go on constantly about stealing pies. At least you used to. You haven't gone on about stealing a pie in a long time.
They've been wanted. I didn't want to like do another high-profile crime like steal pies.
Yeah, you gave up on doing real big boy crimes. And then just did like little boy crimes, like stealing a lot of eggs.
Little baby crimes.
So
And blowing up a building in the middle of town
A couple times.
a couple times.
So, Holwyn, this pouch has 51,979 gold in it.
51,000, you said.
51,979 gold.
Okay.
And I'm removing it from my inventory, so I hope you're writing it down, Holwyn.
Let me write that down then. Where did my... Get a different one.
Boy, I hope you don't lose that money.
All right, 51.
Make Holwyn bring back receipts to cover whatever is gone.
51,000.
979 gold.
Okay.
Shopping list is kitchen grease, a lot. You're gonna want some sort of like fire starter.
Yes, I think I actually have one, but I'll get a fresh one, so I can leave it behind.
Yes, destroy all the evidence.
A lot of fireworks. And a portable stage. Okay.
Okay,
There.
that will be a great shopping opportunity.
So, this is a concert, but we kind of need them to be out there when I get out there. So,
Yeah.
is it also a protest?
Yeah, it's like a protest concert.
Okay, what's the name of the protest?
It's the Fire Festival.
The Fire Festival protest?
Festinian Fire Festival against the, I don't know, wealthy.
Write that down.
No,
Why not?
it's dumb.
Then what's your idea?
I like the Festinian Fire Festival with all Ys.
Okay, then, but what's the goal? It's a protest.
Yeah, it's a protest against. They're a tabloid company, right?
Right.
So maybe they're protesting.
The Fire Festival against exploitation?
Yeah.
I think I have a solution to this conundrum.
What's the conundrum?
The conundrum is that you are overthinking this. Once you bring a mob together and say this is the Festinian Fire Festival and you start playing, outlaw music, the mob will come up with a motive and approach.
But we
of
need
their
a
own.
reason
Yeah, but we
for
need
them
the
to
mob
get
to be
there,
there,
in the
yeah.
first place. This is for promotion.
Oh, well. How would they not want to come to a Festinian Fire Festival?
Should we just
with all
say, like,
Ys?
free swords? And just have barrels of swords over there?
How about like against like, Holland? What's a hot topic in Costeria?
What do you mean a hot topic?
Like what riles up the masses? You're a reporter. You should have a finger on the pulse of.
We must say that
Society.
it is free. It is important to say it is free.
Typically, something that riles people up one way or the other is going to be like citizenship rights.
Ooh.
What if we say free pitchforks? Will people show up if we give them free pitchforks?
I don't really think so.
What if they're nice pitchforks?
Well, let us say free several times because that will get their attention.
Yeah, we'll put free on there a lot.
Say free admission, free dumb.
Your shoes are gonna get a workout. We just won't tell them where it came from. Free music?
Yes.
How about the
Yeah, free
Festinian
music.
Fire Festival
free-
for free citizenship and freedom from autocracy?
Yes. but then say free admission and free music.
And free gum.
Free admission,
Free music.
free.
Hey, does the Thieves Guild, did they do a hit on something and realize that they got thousands of something they don't need and has no value?
What do you mean?
Like you accidentally stole a box of kazoos.
We are looking for premium giveaways for
Yeah,
the
like swag.
for the concert. Like
Something that's just
You're looking for tchotchkes.
yeah.
okay.
Okay, I wanted to understand, and now that I understand you're looking for tchotchkes,
Like someone had in the Thieves Guild did a job and went to look at their score and they just got something that has no value. You rolled 100, didn't you?
no. I rolled nice.
Nice.
Nice. Now I want you to roll percentile dice, and based on your result, I'll let you know if you find tchotchkes.
All right, we'll get the fancy dice out.
You want to get good ones. That's a number.
That's 26.
No, there's no tchotchkes.
All right, we're gonna have to just buy. We'll have to go to the nearest discount section at some.
Yeah.
store.
We want like 1,000 things that cost a copper for 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so on the flyer, you had to do free gift for first 1,000 people.
I feel like you're taking a very different tact. Do you guys just go to anything that says free stuff?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You should not go on the free stuff on Craigslist. Your house will become.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Oh no!
Free stuff. Craigslist, Michigan.
All right, so I'm saying Festinian Fire Festival for free citizenship and freedom from autocracy, free admission, free music, free from laws. Meet at the Festinian Mansion when the flames of freedom alight.
Okay. So we'll have to have pyrotechnics that spell freedom.
There's a free shed.
Guna says,
You could make that
Sounds
in the
good to
sky.
me.
You skywrite
And then I
that,
just
right?
put in all caps at the end, rise together, because that sounds like,
Oh, that's right. We haven't used Skywrite in a long time.
Yeah. You could do the
use that
the
multiple
flames
times.
of freedom. Flames of freedom. Do that. That would be the call.
The Flames of Freedom.
I thought the actual mansion being on fire was the flames.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
they have to
but-
be there before it catches on fire.
Right.
But the skywriting thing could say freedom. No, you don't have to put that on the poster.
Okay.
That's just
Yeah.
that's just an added
All right,
thing that
gotcha.
you can do,
All right.
so that there's no confusion.
Well, I think we make our way back home.
Mm-hmm.
Take a sleep. And do our shopping / scouting / promotion tomorrow.
So you were Aguna and Kanto.
Are they still here?
I hope
yeah,
so.
they've been eating with you guys.
How do we get home? Since we do not know where we are.
Oh. Well, head back down the same tunnel we came in. And when you get to the end, pull the book out of the wall. The door will open if no one else is in the room. And then you should be able to go through, put the book back on the shelf where it belongs.
In the library?
Yes.
Well, how will you get out if the book is on the other side?
It's not the only entrance and exit.
Oh, do we do that?
Yeah.
Oh, we do that.
Fine. We'll see you. Where are we meeting Kanto for our portion of the scouting?
Oh, meet me in the morning,
Okay. Where?
7 a.m.
Where?
outside
Where?
the mansion.
Okay.
There's an entrance on the north side of the mansion.
All right.
that is for servants.
Gotcha.
And to give you a little bit more clear directions, it's the entire estate, so on the north side of the estate, I should say.
All right. Sounds good.
See you in the morning.
All right.
And I'm guessing you...
We head back to Holtlands.
Okay. You head back to Holwyn's, and that's where we're going to take a quick break before you guys... I'm guessing you guys go to, like, just rest for the rest of the night.
First
now
we
do our training.
train, and I just do a dream spell to tell Dole all about my day.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna take the fervent cube
Oh,
because I have a spell where I can learn about legendary items.
Okay.
So we'll train and then we'll do that.
all right.
Well, we'll get back to that in a minute. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. We've returned from break, and now that we're back, you all are going to be making a couple of skill checks because you're about to like sit down and
Train.
rest, right? So, make some skill checks, and then tell me what you're working on.
Changeling language.
Okay.
34.
34 for Soria. Ulseth, I'm assuming you're working on fervent expertise.
I got 33. And
Okay.
Iamor is learning to read. Got a 63.
Hey, that's a lot
Okay.
better than the last
Yeah.
one you tried.
It's a lot better than practically forever.
His last two attempts had been 9 and 11.
Yeah.
9s.
Found saxophone. And
Yes.
I got a 66.
Okay.
Well,
And Owen. Owen typically rolls quite poorly.
What are you working on, Hohen?
You don't know. They're not in the room.
Oh.
And you haven't tried
They
spying
went
on
to
them.
their room.
And you respect their privacy, right?
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
You don't respect my privacy.
Of course not.
Oh my god. So anyway,
Oh, wait. You were doing a
yeah,
spell.
give me the crystal.
I have the
Do we need
crystal.
to hold-
Whoever has the crystal,
I
give
have
me
the
the crystal.
No, you have the shell. I have the crystal.
So are we supposed to keep them in the same spot?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, can I have
It's
it?
in my inventory.
Did we accidentally dupe it? It's a lot easier to dupe items in a
Tabletop.
in a tabletop.
Yeah, you just write it down again.
Yeah, this pro tip from Dice and Dungeons.
Do you
Want to duplicate items? Just write it on your character sheet.
Fervent crystal in a box.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to take it out of your
have it?
inventory. I'll just
I
give it
thought I
right
had
back.
it.
No.
I take the
I have it.
cube and I spend.
Keep it in the box.
No, I have to look at it.
Well, yeah, but keep it in the box.
Keep it in the box. Do I have to wear some sort of mask?
Here's some gloves
I wear the gloves
and a smock,
and I wear the smock
which I have.
because we're all about safety at Dice and Dungeons.
quick break, folks? We will be right back in about 1 second. All right. We are back from that quick cut. You are setting up your spell now.
Yes. So I got the crystal. It's in the box. I put gloves on. I put a smock on, and I'm gonna stand real close to it for 10 minutes. And no one's gonna stop me.
Now, is it still black? Because we did charge it.
Yes, it's still black.
Okay.
The color of the crystal didn't really change.
Okay.
So I will cast Legend Lore. I guess I name and describe what I'm looking in front of me.
Counter spell. No.
Oh no! Oh no! Are you guys sticking around for this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Hillwyn gonna do it? We're not gonna bother Hillwyn.
I'm all into the fervent tech thing,
Oh,
so
and-
I'm going to definitely want to know.
You
about
want to see this stuff?
What are we doing?
Knights is casting spells in your parents' house.
Oh. Wait, what?
We're doing the fervent crystal thingy!
Yes, this is the crystal that belongs to fervent.
I'm asking the crystal, what do you think happened to fervent?
Oh. Sure. Yeah, I guess that'll be okay.
Yeah, what were you doing in there anyway?
Nothing?
Insight check.
Okay. You don't. I mean, you can just roll an insight check. I don't need to agree to it.
18.
Hello,
I'm gonna
Arkham.
watch
You're pretty sure they were
Okay.
doing something. You,
Yeah,
you
that
don't
does-
think they were just doing nothing in the room?
Does my helmet, can I read Hillwyn's mind?
Yeah. Actually, it could.
Oh, well, I do that because I invade people's privacy all the time.
I think for a deep reading, I think there's a check.
They're just thinking, stay the hell out of my head, nines. Stay the hell out of my head, nines. Stay the hell out of my head, nines. Stay the hell out of my head, nines.
I can't do that forever, so I keep listening.
Clams!
You know what? Why? Sorry, since you're temporarily controlling Ardmore, why don't you roll a d20?
What are you doing?
They're thinking about clams at night.
What do you mean at
13,
me?
15.
Do I get some sort of counter?
Yeah. Why don't you make a wisdom saving throw?
I got a 12.
Okay, your thoughts are invaded by the incredibly powerful thoughts of clams.
From an
Aren't you
otter.
supposed to be worried about reading right now?
I forgot.
He was reading about clams.
Why did we give him that book on clams? That seems like the one thing we shouldn't have gotten him. Well, I get back to the task at hand,
Yes.
and I describe and name the fervent crystal, and light some. I put my
Incense.
my ivory strips down, which I don't know where the hell I got them from. Still, we don't. I had them in my inventory. We didn't nail down where I picked them up, though.
And we've established that I can't turn into like a mammoth and be harvested.
Yes,
And then trained.
because of the implications. Anyway. And we set fire to more incense, as we do. Smells like
Crab
cinnamon
incense.
and lavender and crab.
It's crab incense from
So,
Crabstein.
so it smells like a tangy crab in here.
Disinfectant and crab.
Yeah.
Not real crab, though.
Not artificial crab and disinfectant.
Yes, and I also make a tray of artificial crab snacks.
I've got my dog just staring at me.
She's judging your DMing.
She really is.
Is artificial crab considered an ingredient in this world?
It's considered an ingredient, but
Well, I just
Like,
want to
what
know
do
if can I make a tray of fake crab hors d'oeuvres?
no. You can make a tray of real crab hors
I
d'oeuvres.
don't want to do that. That sounds reasonable.
Were you casting a spell?
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes. I can do other things while I
Yeah,
cast
or
this spell.
chatting while he casts the spell.
We're doing this in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes about 10 minutes of whatever we're doing. It's a 9 swatch, slow him down.
Yeah.
He's trying to go backwards.
I'm recranking it. I have 10 minutes, so.
This watch, it's 1-to-1
So-
crank speed.
Here's some brownies for the spell.
Good brownies. Oh. Anyway, I get brownie all over the fervent crystal.
You were supposed to leave it in the box.
It is in the box.
Why did you get brownies?
Well,
on
I'm
it?
eating over it. Because I'm hungry.
Clean it. No,
It's
don't
part of
touch
the
it.
spell.
Yeah, it's part of the spell.
You have to smear chocolate on it.
Anyway, 10 minutes pass.
Oh, thank God. Oh, we're 2 minutes behind now. Past the spell.
Well, so 12 minutes into the spell is 20% more powerful. That's how casting spells work, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. That's definitely how channeled ritual spells work. 100%.
If
Okay.
you'd gone on for a couple more days, it would have been extremely powerful.
Yes.
So, similar to the last time you cast this spell, as you near the end of your ritual casting time, the longer it goes on, the more that the room fills with a smoke, a cloud obscuring the space around you until the only thing that each of you can see is yourselves and
So we
this
found ourselves.
gray wispiness just beyond. You can't even see each other.
No, stop it.
In the last few seconds of your casting, the world around you turns dark and then re-illuminates. You find yourselves in a somewhat familiar space. Familiar in the sense that you recognize sort of primitive versions of fervent technology.
So exposed wires everywhere, unshielded.
Yeah, in some regards, there's kind of, this world's version of like Tesla coils and early sort of lights,
This is
like
very
incandescent sort of bulbs.
This is very steampunk.
All right, are you comfortable yet? Our dog has been.
She needs to sit.
Yeah. You find the surroundings most familiar to you, Seth. In your research, you've come to recognize lots of these little pieces that you see around. They are all very clearly early prototypes of different fervent components. Most of them have become part of fervent engines. You see them spread all over the room. Two figures sort of come into focus. Their wispy forms taking clearer shape. They are, both of them, hunched over a large table. The black crystal in front of them. A dog shoving her face in between.
It's the fervent, the
Right
black
into the-
fervent crystal that we're looking
Yeah.
at.
There's,
Right into the sitch.
Fervent, you're so furry.
we're going to take a very poorly timed dramatic break because our dog is very restless. One moment. All right. Dogs are back upstairs. Sorry for the interruption, everyone. As I was saying, two figures are hunched over a large table, wooden table. Bits of metal and looks like a fine sort of cloudy powder cover the surface. Ulseth, you can recognize that this powder seems to be like remnants of fervent crystal, like the crystal might be being shaped or something. The dark crystal that you focused the spell on sits between the hands of a very young-looking dwarf. Doesn't even have much of a beard yet. It's more of a scruffy sort of 5 o'clock shadow. An assistant stands next to him. The assistant is markedly older, but seems completely entranced by the work going on in front of him. The younger of the two dwarves speaks. Claudius, do you realize what this is? Have you actually gotten it to work? It's not gonna blow up this time. It's not gonna blow up this time. It's gonna be fine. Just, have some faith in me. You stuck with me this long, haven't you? Well, I have. Cost me half an ear, but I have. Do you really think it'll work, though? Like, really, really? Well, there's only one way to find out. The younger dwarf puts the crystal inside a case.
The same case I had, or a different one?
No, this is like a casing.
Oh.
Yeah, the box we had was provided to us as a shield.
He closes the door to this casing. And you now notice there are 2 leads. He connects one lead to one end of this casing. The 2 dwarves share a wary but excited look as he connects a second lead. There's just a light spark, a little, and then on the other side of the room, a very large gear begins to turn. And you see the entire laboratory become flooded with light from all sorts of illuminated crystals above their heads. Other pumps start whirring up, and you see water flowing into sinks. You see some sort of mashing and pounding mechanism beginning to work on what? You have no idea. There's a very slight smell of ozone in the air. And both dwarves seem completely lost in this moment. I can't believe you did it, you crazy bastard. Oh, well, you know, a few hundred attempts here and there, it eventually pays off, right? Oh, yeah. But, you know, everyone else who experimented with it before, they aren't here anymore, are they? No, but, we all learn from somebody. Assuming you live. They sit back and just watch the scene around them for a minute. And then the casing that the black crystal was put in, it starts to quickly corrode. And the lights dim, the machines slow. Eventually, all of the mechanical whirring and movement and water and smashing ceases. That was a disappointment, but I suppose at least Ron. Well, it didn't blow up in our faces, so that's an improvement too. Then, strike hot. Did blow up in our faces, but only after it worked.
So did the crystal blow up?
The casing.
The casing blew up.
Yeah.
Is the crystal still there?
The crystal is still there.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I've got the metallurgy right with this yet. Oh. You don't have the metallurgy right yet. I don't know what clues you had to look at. They sit back and ponder for a little while, chatting back and forth about what they might be able to tweak when they make the next casing. And then the younger dwarf says, what if it isn't the casing that's the problem? What if it's the crystals? And then a figure you haven't seen enters the room. You don't see from where. You did not hear them enter. You did not hear a door open or close, and there's not exactly a shadowed corner of the room or some bookcase they could have hidden behind.
Is it common for people just to hide behind bookcases in this world?
Not that you know of.
Well, I never look behind any bookcases, so...
The figure is slender.
Oh, Slender Man.
The figure is slender
Man.
and of slightly taller than average height. They look to be humanoid, although they're sort of shrouded by a dark cloak. And I don't mean the clothing, a cloak, but more like a field of darkness is obscuring their person.
You're just describing Slender Man.
I think this is one of the gods, maybe.
Slender Man's a god.
You're messing up the story.
I thought this was now a Slender Man podcast.
Also, Ralph. Wow.
Do you want the spell to go on, or do we have to turn it around?
I whap nines upside the head and say, "Shut up."
I think it's not a concentration spell.
Yeah.
It's your spell.
I can't just make up Slender Man, though I can cast it.
I would like to know more about this figure.
Fine, we'll save Slender Man for the next Legend Lore. I'm quiet.
The shrouded figure whispers something in Fervin's ear. You can barely make out what was said, but you can hear it. And in the quietest of tones, the words, "Now you're on to something," are just barely audible.
Did the other dwarf react to the figure?
Neither of them do. The vision fades.
So
The
we saw
mist
the vision,
lifts.
but they didn't.
And you are slowly returned to the room in which you cast the spell.
So did we see the figure, but
They
Fervin
didn't
and the
react to
assistant
it.
Didn't.
They didn't.
I described what you saw.
They didn't react to it. I think that was one of the gods.
I mean, we now have a.
Based on what we saw, can I try and make a guess as to what god it is? Like, can I make a roll to guess it if I can identify?
Yes, but for you specifically, at disadvantage.
Because I don't
Because
really follow any of those gods.
until the last few months for your character, obviously the campaign's been going on for a couple of years, but
I didn't know any
for your
of them.
character, you didn't really know. So you can make that check, but it is at disadvantage.
Guidance. Inspire me. Very inspiring.
Well, at least
17.
that was not a good roll for you.
I got a 9 at disadvantage. That's not bad. Oh wait, I forgot to add my modifier. Dirty 20.
Okay. You are. You have an inkling that the god, if it is a god, would potentially have been Stilgrim, who's the deity of earth, metals, gems. But you can't be entirely certain. And the reason you can't be certain is several factors. First, you are well aware that the deities of this world take on
Different shapes.
different shapes. You are also aware that there are deities who have rarely ever been recorded as having interacted with the mortal world. Doesn't mean they don't, but there aren't many records. One deity in particular, Okun, who is the deity of arcane magics, has very little information written about them. Also the deity Fisteria. It's the deity of time. Although slightly more is written about them, they are still
Aloof.
aloof, lesser known, lesser involved. But because you rolled strongly, an idea crosses your mind that it may not be a god at all. And it could be an entity from the Fey realm.
Did I see anything that reminded me of that?
Well, your knowledge of Fey gives you a few things that at least might make you pause to consider it. The Fey have a strong desire to interact with other planes of existence. But they're unfortunately largely limited to their own realm. You know that for them to enter our realm and have anything more than just the ability to look at it, they have to be called, which irritates them because they don't like having their powers stripped. This was how a Fae might appear if they had very little power. But you also know it's such a vague appearance, you certainly can't pin it there. So yes, it could be a deity, but you also have an inkling that maybe, just maybe, it could be a Fae too. You can't quite tell the difference right now.
That might have been a Fae.
What else could it have been?
A god.
So, what would a Fae be?
What do you mean?
Well, I do not know about Fae, other than some of the powers that you have had. How would a Fae entity appear?
Well, I think this might have been just one peering into our realm, so it's just a shadow form of itself.
So that's why it would be kind of fuzzy and cloaky.
And not reactive, like they didn't react to.
So would Fervent have heard the words that we heard?
Maybe subconsciously.
That's the best way to get people to do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Make me a sandwich.
Poof, you're a sandwich.
Sandwich!
What
That was
happened?
disturbingly quick.
I had one left over from Charna.
From when?
Charna. earlier today.
Oh, okay. At least to this today.
Yeah.
Better than the last sandwich you gave me.
So what we have learned potentially is that the Fae have something to do with the fervent powers.
Or gods.
Do you want to hear my conspiracy theory?
Yes! What do you think happened to Fervent?
I think that there was a Fae or several Fae influencing Fervent, and the explosion was them trying to create a permanent opening between the Feywild and this plane, so that they could cross as they felt, as they saw fit.
How did what did the crystal have to do with the explosion? Because it was the enclosure that exploded, right?
Well, no, I mean the one that killed Fervent, the explosion that killed
Yeah,
Fervent.
he made much
the
more
big
powerful crystals
explosion.
later.
I think that was him being influenced to try and open a gate between realms, and that's what caused the explosion. That's my conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I had thought of that earlier too, that would have been,
Yeah.
maybe it succeeded. I mean, it might have been it might not have killed Fervent, it might have just opened a rift because
There'd be a lot more Fae in here if it worked.
Yeah,
I don't know, they just seem to like sneak in when you're not looking. As I look behind a bookshelf. There's a bookshelf in Hillman's house, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I look is there anyone behind it?
No.
I check all of them. The seeds have been planted.
No. I think you're grabbing onto the wrong part of the story I just told you.
Now I'm worried that Fays are just hiding behind bookshelves.
So what
That's what you're
happened
taking away
is
from this?
Nines had a bad trip. That's what you're telling me right now.
Maybe I should not.
Does Nines think that he's doing acid when he casts
Hey,
Legend
we all
4?
saw something.
I have a
I don't deny that, but is Nines like thinking he's
That
doing
was your
drugs?
He thinks that incense is drugs.
It might be.
I mean, that's why
It costs 250 gold.
It better be good.
Better be good. I better see the
Would
world
I know-
use that.
Before I go to bed, then, would I be aware if Pendalia would be on this plane or not right now? Like, is she hanging out on the plane still that I know of?
Okay, so I want to take a minute and just remind people, because
It's been a while.
it's been a long time, including for the other players at the table. Would you mind explaining who Pendalia is?
Pendalia is the Fae that I was trained in the Druidic arts by. I would meet in the swamp forest.
So Pendalia was one of the Fae who was able to make the crossing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's the one that taught me
Your Fae.
my druidic magics.
Okay.
So that's the really rough, quick description.
So,
Do I have any reason to believe she's not in the plane still? On this plane still?
Okay, so Pendalia goes back to her world
Right. Periodically.
pretty regularly. When she's not spending time with you, she spends some time just exploring the world. But she also knows that it's quite dangerous. Again, for the benefit of the other players and listeners, describe what Pendalia looks like.
She's very dryad-y, so she has sort of green vine-like body, and leaves, for hair, like basically branches and leaves for hair, piercing yellow eyes. Yeah. It's a rough, generally feminine appearance.
A feminine dryadic appearance.
Yeah. She's probably a dryad, like, rules-wise.
So, Pandalia is not the most potent fae. You are aware of this.
Yes.
Pandalia is certainly aware of this. And she tended to be a bit more cautious. And, keep to more outskirts and woodlandy areas. You don't really have the ability to know when she's in the plane,
No,
when
I was
she's
just
not.
wondering if I would have a guess, but
It
but also if I was gonna contact her by a dream spell, she'd have to sleep on this plane, which isn't likely. So
Yeah. But you do have a connection with her, however ephemeral that connection may be. So, if you wanted to try to reach her, you could, but it may take her time to respond to you. And she may respond in very fae-like ways. So, you're not sure if she's on the plane. And Pandalia, of course, is very aware of how dangerous the world is for fae creatures because of what happened hundreds of years ago.
right, the Agmar Nodal.
And the massive fae incursions.
Yeah, but it's mostly the Agmar Nodal. The Fae incursions were fine.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do is attempt, before going to bed, I'm going to try and scry on Pandalia.
Okay. Sure.
So, oh wait, did I ever buy a focus? I asked about one. I'm trying to remember if I bought one.
I vaguely remember you getting one. I know you talked about getting one for sure. What would it have been like?
It was like 1,000 gold value, like mirror or orb or similar sort of reflective thing.
That sounds like something you would have bought.
Do you remember if I bought that? I'm like, I wasn't planning to scry tonight, so I didn't think about it.
I honestly don't remember if you purchased a focus. However, it seems like a thing that you would have done.
I know, I'm like going through.
So,
I have it.
since I can't remember.
Okay, it's 1,000 gold thing, and it's reflective. Can I use Seven's collar?
Seven's here.
You have the collar. The 1,000 gold diamond collar.
It makes me feel rich.
I have 1,000 gold emerald.
It's
Can you
a
use that?
1,000 gold, highly reflective piece.
Yeah. Well, so the spell itself. Sorry for getting into the weird rules here. The spell itself says a focus worth $1,000, such as a crystal ball, a silver mirror, or a font filled with holy water.
I don't recall you buying anything like that. Does it have to be specially attuned or
No,
enchanted
just
or anything?
a focus. The price might go into it, but
I do have 1,000 gold valued emerald. Can you like to borrow that?
I don't know.
I
Can
You
I?
know, it's a jewel encrusted collar And I remember that did cost 1,000 gold.
It did. I specifically made a note of how expensive it was. And
So-
I can gaze through it like a portal.
You know what? That's a good enough argument for me. You spent 1,000
Give me
gold,
It's late in the session.
and
you need
and you know what? Just for the record, I sort of love that your focus
His 7 scholar.
is your boulette's collar that Nines has been wearing as a disguise.
All right. If you're allowing it.
Yeah,
all right.
I will allow it.
Then I'm going to.
Because I think it is better for story development to allow the collar to be used as a viewing portal.
Yeah. So I'm going to spend 10 minutes in my room.
Oh, we're not there?
You won't see anything. It's
Oh, we're
Yeah,
just
but we
gonna-
like to watch.
We'll sit, yeah, we're going to watch you staring at the
I'll
collar.
sit on the couch.
This is, what do you think
what are
is
you doing?
happening?
What are you
Staring through that
Spend
collar, yeah.
10 minutes chanting in Fae as
What are you
like
saying? That's weird.
I'm just ignoring them
When I
as
did,
green energy starts crackling inside the collar to create the viewing portal. And
Can we see the energy?
yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, that is a cool thing.
And there'll be
Let
a
us
wind blowing around me and like ephemeral glowing leaves falling to the ground and dissipating as I try to cast it. Now, if she's not on this plane, it just fizzles.
Yeah. Okay.
And I am, I would say, familiar with the target.
Oh, yeah, you are definitely familiar with the target. I was going to ask, do you have anything of theirs to... Because the scrying
have-
save, they suffer modifiers to their roll of... So the more that you have, like a body part or a lock of hair or something
I
like that,
have
they suffer...
So possession wise, I have the staff of flowers that was given to me by Pendalian.
I will call that a possession. Yeah, I'll call that a possession or garment under the rules.
And but I'm not trying to hide that it's me casting the spell. So
Yeah. Okay. So, first things first. High or low?
Hi.
Okay. What is your
Spell
wisdom
save.
spell save?
My spell save is 17.
17. Okay. I suffering a -9 currently. It is not. It's not even mathematically possible for them to make the saving throw here.
Oh, because of all the familiarity and whatnot.
Yeah, because of the familiarity, the possession, your now fairly potent spellcasting ability. They don't even have a chance to resist this. So I'm not going to roll. The first was to determine
If they're
whether they were on the plane or not.
Yep.
By random chance, they happened to be on the plane. They have been unable to resist this spell, although they were attempting to resist it, and they can sense that something's watching. So, she's hiding. She's trying to avoid the gaze of the invisible sensor. So the way that the spell mechanically functions, for those who may be unfamiliar with the scrying spell, should a creature fail the saving throw, it creates an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target. The caster can both see and hear through the sensor, just as if they were there, hence the viewing
Floating
portal.
eye.
With
And
2 ears
the
attached
sensor
to it.
moves with the target,
Can we draw a
remaining
picture of that?
within 10 feet of it for the duration. Critically, creatures that can see invisible objects can see the sensor, and they see it as a luminous orb about the size of a fist.
No, we decided it's an eyeball with 2 ears on the side of it. It's like a butterfly.
If that is how you wish
No.
your sensor to appear,
No, it's not.
I
Yes,
will
it
allow
is.
it.
No, that's
Yes.
Nines' sensor.
Yes, I use suggestion.
No. You don't even know how it works. And
Yeah.
yours would have a cat tail hanging off the bottom. Like that.
That doesn't
But-
look right now.
Mine is just a green glowing orb.
Okay. So she is
A very
trying
friendly
to
color.
hide from this at first.
Mm-hmm.
Because she can definitely see
Someone's
someone scrying on her. So, she's here on the plane. You can see she's in some woods. There's trees all around.
Do they look familiar? Tree
look like
type
trees.
variety. I know, but like the types of trees
You know, she's likely somewhere
in the far fervent wilds.
like within the northern half of this continent.
So, yeah.
So she's somewhere in the same continent that you are. You can. It's a pretty good guess.
I don't mask that, like, she would probably be familiar with, like, my spell energy. My aura.
Yeah, well, she taught you.
I'm wondering how much that sort of translates through, like, the spell and everything.
Because they say that, you can see, I'm just reading it. Yeah, I guess she would just know that that there is a spell being cast on her. It doesn't really necessarily say. It's as if the target knows that you're casting the spell, it can fail it voluntarily, but she doesn't know I'm necessarily the one casting it.
Now, I have always interpreted the spell this way. That the orb, the sensor, it remains within 10 feet of the target for the duration. That's part of the spell. And it moves with the target, so it cannot be greater than 10 feet away. But I've always interpreted it as you have control to move that orb within that, like, 10-foot radius.
So I can try and, like, spell my name out with the orb.
I mean, you could. That's. I'll make you roll for it. And I want to explain the reason I feel this way about the orb being able to move. If you can't change, like, the perspective of the orb, then it's it could basically just be like a DM tease anytime you use it. Because they go, oh, you see something, but it's at the wrong angle.
It's
And
like when
it's always conveniently just out of view.
It's like one of those early
Right.
PS2 games where the camera controls weren't very good, so it's locked on the target, but it's...
Yeah, so that's why I have always interpreted this spell as you having the ability to move around. That way, it stays within the spirit of the spell. the DM can't go, but it wasn't the right angle, and you couldn't see, because I don't like to play those sort of games. I don't like to undermine, because scrying's a fairly potent spell. It's a 5th level spell. I'm saying all this to be clear that there is a little bit that you might be able to manipulate here.
Okay.
And explain to the ear watchers why I interpret it this way and allow it for you. What you want to do with that is up to you.
Did we have... It's been a long time. Did we have any nicknames or anything that would be identifying?
Inside baseball, you and I never discussed any sort of nicknames.
Yeah.
I think it would be reasonable that you could have had nicknames for each other.
Okay.
So make one up right now.
Little Flower.
Sure.
What do they call you?
That was my nickname.
Oh.
Are there any flowers around in the forest?
It's currently nighttime, because it's nighttime for you guys, and we established she's on the same continent, so it is also nighttime for her, meaning she's roughly in the same time zone as well. There are some flowers. They are currently closed up for the night, because flowers will close their petals at night. But yes, there are some flowers around.
Then I will hover around the smallest one.
Okay. I think this is just going to be a roll on her end.
Yeah.
Okay. She observes and sees you hovering around, and then sort of pokes her head out and says, "Little Flower? Is that you?"
I'll bounce up and down really fast.
That is the universal sign of gamers. Yes.
Still apparently a bit wary, she says, "If you're really Little Flower, what's your mom's name?"
How do I translate this into as a ball?
I mean, same thing that I'm kind of giving you the answer here. Like, same thing that you would do with like a flashlight when you're a kid, and you'd like try to like spell out in the air. I mean,
right.
I don't know about everyone else, but
Yeah, I did do that.
I certainly played
With a-
games with
with
my
a
brother
sparkler-
and my
sparkler
sisters. Yeah, where you'd like try to spell something out, and people would try to guess like what
Well,
you're spelling.
At least my mom's name is easier to spell, so I'll try and spell Rion. Is that like a spellcraft check?
Yeah. Why don't you make a spellcraft check? She's also gonna make an intelligence check here.
Was that would that just be like straight wisdom and proficiency?
Wisdom and your proficiency bonus. We'll call it. It's like your spell save, basically.
Okay. My spells. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it for this. For your spellcraft here.
19.
Okay. You convey it well enough where she seems convinced that it's you. Well, Flower, what are you doing? I haven't seen you in months. Are you in trouble?
I bounce left and right quick.
Okay. No, you're not in trouble.
I mean, we're in a little trouble, but not immediate trouble.
Not as much trouble
What
as
do you
we've
need?
been in the past.
I was reaching out to get, how do I convey information?
Make a book.
Question?
You should have.
I'll float up next to her head, like her knowledge.
The noggin
Okay.
pit.
Make a question mark?
Or question mark.
Okay, so
Do
you're
a
like,
light bulb over their head.
Over your head? Ding.
Are you asking us advice
You-
on how to charade?
you have
say-
Yeah, I'm like, what should I do next?
you have a question for me?
Hey, we're good at this.
Up and down.
Okay. Is it something about the Fae?
Up and down.
Well, where are you?
Up and down.
I'll just do like COST for Costeria. Because spelling it all out will take way too much.
Okay. Again, make a spellcraft, for lack of a better word, check.
16.
Costeria? Somewhere in Costeria?
Bob.
Okay. Are you in a big city?
Bob.
Are you in the biggest city?
Bob.
So you're in Aliradil.
Bob.
Okay. Well,
I will then go sort of gesture to point at her, like go up to her, and then just mimic a bunch of Z's. For go to sleep.
you want me to shake my head? You want me to you want me to get dizzy?
I go down on the ground and just sort of like slide under a leaf.
You want me to fall asleep? Oh, okay.
You can just do that?
Alright.
I wish I could
Faye-
sleep like that.
Faye are weird.
Yeah.
Really?
So she just flicks her head and falls asleep.
Okay. I'll drop the scry.
Okay. You drop the scry.
Alright, I made contact with Pendalia.
Wow.
Great.
I got her to go to sleep,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and now I'm gonna use my crown to talk to her.
Oh, okay. Can we tell what is going on?
No.
Oh, fine. We're gonna have our own adventure then.
Okay.
Also, let's order pizza and not pay for it.
I start casting Dream.
Do they
we-
deliver?
Okay.
We find a phone and we call the nearest pizza delivery place.
That's all a thing.
Okay, so you two are basically going around just like shouting at objects. Order pizza! Order pizza!
Just send Vladimir out to get pizza.
Yes. Send your brother.
Volodymyr!
Is Volodymyr staying with you guys? I forget if I had.
Or is he
I think Volodymyr is actually staying
at the company
like-
house? Or something.
Where there's room.
Oh, well, he's got like diplomatic immunity
Oh, yeah.
and stuff, and isn't wanted.
So is anybody here with us that's not wanted?
Well, yes.
Prael.
Prael
The
isn't
Serpentis
wanted,
Six.
and the Serpentis 6 aren't wanted.
well,
Do they
send
all
out the
join in
Serpentis Six.
on the legend lore? We did not
you-
tell them that we were doing.
I didn't
No.
understand that they did. If you want them to, that's something that I'm totally fine allowing.
I force anyone in the area to have a history lesson every time I cast that spell.
So do you want me to assume that any of your traveling companions, if they are in the space, if they're in the same like hotel or company house or house that you gather everyone around.
Yeah. I love an audience. It's basically performing.
I mean, I will say that it's probably easy to get people to attend because it's a spell that is fairly potent, so many spellcasters can't use it. Further, it's a spell that, I don't believe it's unique to bards. I think there are a couple of classes that can cast it, but double check me on that.
Everyone's just looking up spells.
Yeah, I am now looking that up because...
yeah, Bard, Cleric, and Wizard.
yeah, I was like, I don't think it's unique to you.
I like to imagine, Bards just do it better, though.
The sort of wizards that would have that spell
They're the book wizard.
are like the super
Librarian.
bookwormy book wizards that...
Dry wizards. You can just say dry wizards.
Very dry wizards that probably don't have a whole lot of an audience usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The type of clerics that are you casting this spell are likely, very high up sort of researching clerics for specific missions of healing orders or whatever. And it's just sort of a rare thing to encounter. So people are interested.
Yeah, it doesn't do damage.
The spell, as I've described it, is kind of cool to witness for anyone who is there, because they all get to see this. So it's not hard to convince people. And if you want the general standing rule to be that anyone you're with is there, I'm fine with that. So they all witness it.
Unless Olsef makes me mad, then he doesn't get involved.
What does that have to do with ordering pizza?
Oh, well, I just wanted to get that established,
Oh.
that the people in the room with me have to pay attention to what I'm doing.
So if you want pizza, Prayal is willing to go get pizzas.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, yeah. We sit in very quietly.
Okay, we give them what, 4 gold? Is that how much an average pizza costs?
It's like, what's a banana cost? $20?
The last time I bought a bagel, I spent 3 gold. I'm assuming that is going to be enough.
Get out of here, Frog! We don't want any!
So you
Pizza
just
bagel.
Times
throw,
are tough. The Frog is just delivering pizzas.
You slide 2 gold across the counter.
You
to
just
Prayal.
throw $1,000 at Prayal and go, get me pizza!
That sounds like something that I was doing.
Yes,
Yeah.
it really does. Prayal lets out and then goes and gets pizza because he wants to avoid whatever that will become.
Probably quite a lot of pizza.
Yes, there's going to be a lot of pizza.
Well, we need a break. We have so many eggs. So as long as we don't get breakfast pizza.
No, we don't want any omelet pizza.
Soria, you have finished casting Dream.
Since it takes a minute.
Yeah. What? You're now communicating with.
I go,
You're now communicating with Pendalia via Dream.
yeah. So
Hi.
Hi. I run up and hug her.
She returns the hug quite vigorously. You look stronger.
Thank you.
Have you been messing around with Fey magics?
Of course.
Good. So, what do you need?
All right, so I just had some questions, obviously, from my question mark. So I'm hanging out with a bard and a fighter, I guess you'd call him. He's not really a Tashira Noon, but he's trained by them, but not. It's a thing. Anyway.
I wish I knew what any of that meant. But
Yeah.
go on.
It's a furbolg.
Oh, that barely helps.
So,
There's a good way to describe him. Furry, big.
yeah,
Yeah, for
Yeah.
a bog.
yeah, he's a bear.
Harumphs.
Bears are famous for her rumps.
So, our bard was doing some magic.
Drunk with power.
Have you ever heard of Fervin?
Yeah.
The dwarf guy?
Yeah.
So, what do you know about... Let me just start with what do you know about Furfin?
Also, yeah, I cast suggestion. What do you think happened to
On my
Furfin?
sleeping body.
On your sleeping body. Ask what they thought happened to Furfin.
It does not work that way.
Why not? It should.
Well, you need to get, I don't know, a different type of suggestion spell to affect the sleeping.
Well, I can just beam thoughts into her head,
Telepathically.
I mean, that's true.
so I do that.
So what?
I gotta shut up, 9.
What does Pindalia say?
What do you know about Furfin?
Well, everything that I know about him, he kind of accidentally opened up a passage between our two, planes. It wasn't on purpose, from what I know.
I think it was on purpose.
Why?
So, we had used a spell called Legend Lore, which lets us get information, and we have this item, and I used the dream spell to conjure the black cube, which was something that he worked on. And when we Legend Lored it, we saw this scene, and I just recreated it exactly
Okay.
because I can.
Because it's a dream.
Yeah. And I think this shadowy figure, it could be one of the deities on this plane, but it might be a fae.
Or Slender Man.
And I wanted your opinion. I say shut up 9's in my head.
That's not Fey energy.
It's not fae energy?
No. At least nothing like I've ever seen. That's something totally different.
Okay.
It
I have a,
feels cold. It's making me cold just looking at it.
I have a meta question.
Sure.
1, does the Shadowfell exist in your setting? And 2, am I aware of it?
What does that have to do with Facebook's parent company?
What?
You said you had a meta question.
Game meta.
Okay, you can play games on the MetaQuest.
Is the Shadowfell part of Farmville?
Okay. The Shadowfell, as described in
D&D.
like D&D's lore,
Yeah.
their actual in-world lore, no. The Fey realm, as it exists in my world, totally different than what is described in
The
D&D
Feywild.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called they just refer to it as the Fey realm. It's not the Feywild. There's a couple of reasons since we're talking metagame here. Number 1, I'm telling a very different story than they're telling. Number 2, much of that is a legally distinct description of Fey that they have intellectual property rights to, and I want to keep our stuff as clean as we can.
Yep.
So although we use a lot of Dungeons and Dragons specific things that they have copyrights on, for example, Tabaxi as a name, where I can make a legal distinction and separate our stuff from theirs for long-term storytelling and preservation of ours. We're getting kind of into the weeds on legality, but that's why, because you asked it at a meta level, so I'm giving you a meta answer.
So there's not a Shadowfell as such.
Not like is described there. There's not like some dark Fey place over there. No. Are there dark Fey places? Yes. Is it the Shadowfell? No.
Okay, so it's not Fey energy, and it feels cold.
Yeah. Actually, can you make it go away? I'm getting chills.
If it's... Oh, I have another concern then.
Well, what's that?
I'll replicate the cult monster we fought.
Oh God, what in the hell is that?
This is an entity we fought from a cult that was summoned into our plane from outside existence.
That's the creepiest thing I've ever seen, and I've seen some creepy stuff.
Is the energy you're feeling similar?
I mean, yeah, it definitely is.
Like the same?
Not identical, but it feels pretty similar.
Because this was the order call. I'll make it disappear. So was a thing from this cult attempting to influence Fervin into creating an extra dimensional portal?
I don't know. We're not part of this.
I know, but I'm like more as a player making it.
Ugh,
It would be extra.
I don't know.
But you can confirm a similar energy.
Yeah. I might want to talk to a few more powerful, like, Fae about this, if you're okay with that. I mean, I don't want to sugarcoat it. It definitely has some risks. Not all Fae are quite so friendly.
I trust all Fae implicitly.
I wouldn't.
No.
Some of us are great, like me.
Exactly.
Not all of us, though.
So these might hurt to look at, but I do have things tied to this order, and I'll create a replica of one of those tablets that we found.
You can't.
Oh, right. They don't exist, or they shouldn't exist.
More like you don't have
The memory.
you don't have the ability to, like, pull that together, and when you try to think of it, it's like something's on the tip of your tongue, and it's always just out of reach when you try to create it yourself.
Well, you'll just have to take my word for it, since I can't actually make it in the stream.
Can you contact me again in a couple days? I'll come back. It may take a few, but each night when you go to sleep,
Try and cast.
try to cast this, and I'll once I'm back, I'll stick around until we reach each other, because I think I should talk to some other people.
Okay.
The events that happened with Fervin were really disruptive to our world too. I know on your side, most of your kind thought that we were invading. And we certainly want to go to your world. It's really fascinating to us. The whole concept of linear time. But we didn't really have a choice.
So you saying the Fervent explosion is what caused the Fae incursion?
Well, I know that's what it's called in your world, but it was more of a calamity for us. We kind of got pulled over there. A lot of us died. I mean, I get it. We we scared you guys. We just started popping out of nowhere. But, yeah, we didn't really have a choice. It just sort of happened. And then once it started, there were certainly a lot of us that were curious, and we went over there, me included. Which was lucky, because I eventually found you. But it wasn't considered such a great thing from our side either.
All right. Well, I'll keep trying to contact you until I hear back.
Okay.
Before we go though, how have you been? It's been a while.
Has it? I guess it has. Time is weird for us.
Yeah.
When I'm over here, I get sleepy. When I'm back home, I only sleep when I feel like having a dream. When I'm here, I get hungry. When I'm back home, I only eat when I want to taste something.
I mean,
Has my pizza arrived yet?
Oh, yeah. Prael just got like 2 of every pizza.
Of every pizza.
Did the wagon cart like pull the pizzas over to us?
No, Prael's just... So he slipped them in a bag of holding
Oh,
and is just carrying them all back.
Oh, I found my family. Well, most of my family and my clan.
Hey, that's great! They were lost?
Yeah, remember?
Right.
I told you before I left.
Yeah. That was the last thing that you said, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know you
Has
don't keep it all in order.
It is hard to remember sequence sometimes.
But I did find them, and they're safe, except for my mom. Have you heard anything about her?
I think I heard something. Something about a tree? Some old tree.
that really narrows it down.
I mean, there's a lot of young trees, so yeah.
What's considered old in tree terms?
Over
I
100.
think I ran into her.
Where?
Well, I don't really remember. Somewhere near the water. The ocean, you call it?
Mm-hmm. The salty one.
Yeah. Somewhere near the ocean. I was exploring tide pools. They're very interesting. And I saw her. She was getting on a small boat. She was going towards a bigger one. And, well, she couldn't see me, but I went and listened to her for a while because I recognized her, and I thought I would tell you. Then I kind of forgot. But she said something about, I hope the tree is okay. It's been too long. I don't know what that means. But I'm glad your family's okay.
Thank you so much for the info. Alright, and then I just have 2 other things.
Mm-hmm.
One, I found a place called Onristo. It was a changeling city.
Oh, yeah, that's a really cool place.
Oh, you've been there?
Uh-huh.
I met...
Or I will be there. Or I was. I can't remember. Did it happen yet, or will it? It's cool.
And I met Jarella.
Who's that?
Remember the story I told you about the one who left Onrissa?
I always saved his name as Jellybean in my head.
Yeah, so I met Jellybean.
That's neat. What, was he nice?
Yeah, he was. You know,
That's good.
considering it was displaced out of time.
Oh, that is always weird if you're not used to it.
Yeah. And, I'm wondering if you can tell me anything about this crown I'm wearing. It's a fake crown. Just out of curiosity. It's what's letting me talk to you right now.
Looks like a party favor from a party that we had a few of your millennia ago.
That's nice. Was it a good party?
Oh, yeah. We all traded, like, joke gifts, and that was one of them. Don't know how it wound up here.
Maybe it got shunted through during the
Seems likely.
calamity.
A lot of things went missing during that.
Alright. Well, I'm sure you have a lot to talk to people in the Fey realm.
I do.
And hopefully we'll get back about this, because if the Fervin was being influenced by this cult, that has a lot of really bad implications.
Yeah. Assuming it's the cult.
Or at least, or an entity from this extra outside existence?
Could be. Energy like that tends to manifest itself in weird ways.
Because it spoke.
Well, maybe it's something that someone wanted to hear. I didn't sense a will from the energy, but when there's a lot of power, creatures tend to find an application for it.
Okay.
Anyway,
There's a lot to think on.
yeah, I'm gonna do my best, and we're gonna try to find some, I don't know, outside guidance, I guess?
Yeah. And I think I smell pizza, so I should probably get going.
Ooh, what's a pizza?
I make a pizza appear in the dream.
It smells weird.
Try it.
Like the whole pizza just
rolls
like
it up.
folds it up into something like the size of like a Totino's pizza roll,
Uh-huh.
and goes. I didn't know you could do that with cows. And she just sort of walks off.
And then I'll wake up. Pizza! Oh, pizza!
Oh, we have 2 of everything.
Oh, good. Well, one of that one now.
The
Yeah,
one with the pineapple?
we weren't waiting for you.
Prael walks in for a second time. Oh man, 3 gold sure gets you a lot of pizza. Here's the next, I think, final batch. Let me see. Yeah, 37 pizzas. Yep,
Oh.
that's 2 of each kind on the menu, and
You didn't do 2 of every custom option? Like, combination?
no, that would be a number rapidly approaching infinity.
So you who are Prayal,
Yeah.
if it was 2 of each kind, how come you have come with an odd number?
Because
Oh.
there was an odd number in the first delivery.
Yeah.
Oh, this was not the total of 37.
This was the second.
the second
batch.
delivery.
Yeah.
And you know that even having come out of your dream suddenly.
Yeah, I've learned numbers.
Wow, that's character development.
I know.
Well, would you like to join us in having some of the pizza you
So
brought?
start eating up, guys, because I figure it's going to take about a week to finish.
Oh, I don't eat pizza. I'm just kidding.
Well, I put some of the eggs on there. I assume there's some left, and they're still good.
So,
Oh, no egg.
I finished talking to Pindalia.
What did you find out?
That shadow entity.
It's good.
No.
Oh no,
It's
That's bad.
that's bad.
But we might know what it is,
That's good.
but we're not sure.
That's bad.
Oh, so the thing that
But-
Fervin did is not a good thing.
No.
That's good.
What Fervin did
Wait.
was generally good for society.
Uh-huh.
That's good.
But his explosion might have also caused the fake calamity.
That's
no.
bad.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm getting off topic.
Yeah, the pizza's the topic.
Yeah, that shadow entity
Yes.
might be related to the order cult.
The Antrops?
Yeah. Or at least the same energy that they're manifesting.
So it could be extra planar.
Extra planar. It could be.
Well,
But it doesn't seem fey, probably not divine either.
so is that in the crystal?
No. It was the thing that was speaking to Fervin.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't the crystal speaking to Fervin.
It might have been the crystal. Hey, Crystal. Are you evil?
Nines gets
Well-
tired of that and goes to bed.
Fine. I take a pizza and go to bed.
I also take a
Do
pizza.
you close the box?
I take the box back.
Okay.
We all take a pizza. We all take our
We all take our bed pizza.
yeah. We take our bed pizza.
Oh, that sounds
And
terrible.
the Serpentis 6 has pizza.
not our
Brielle
house.
has pizza. And everybody gets many pizzas.
The rats get pizza. Is there rats in this house?
Out there.
Now there's lots of rats.
There's
We
a
all
bunch
get
of
pizza.
stolen bakery stuff and eggs everywhere. There's lots of rats now.
At this point, there's like a little rat restaurant that's opened up. They have seating. There's tables.
Yeah.
They have a nightly menu.
Yeah.
Is there some sort of chef that's like pulling the hairs of another rat that's doing
Yeah.
cooking?
Yep.
A reverse ratatouille?
No, it's just a double ratatouille.
So, wait, a reverse ratatouille would be a human pulling the hairs of a rat.
Yeah.
What are you doing in here?
You're just having it bite people.
Yeah, this is more of a double ratatouille.
Yeah.
So maybe we should be careful with that fervent crystal.
Or at least the ratatouilles.
Yeah, probably. I mean, we should have been careful with it anyway.
Yeah,
Well.
you really shouldn't have let me touch it
Yeah.
and cast magic with it.
No, I think that part was cool. So, we
Well,
go to
everyone,
bed.
Long rest.
I hope you enjoyed that session and lore dives. The legend lore is opening up a whole lot of exposition from the DM.
We used
Wow.
a bunch of spell legend lore, scry, and dream.
That was pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
And next time is going to be a shopping episode.
Yes.
Shopping.
As you go shopping
and spying.
for heist supplies.
heists. Yeah.
We'll go to Heist Star Us. And
Safety Inc.
yes,
Say,
actually the
Security
opposite of
Inc.
like anti-security Inc.
Insecurity Inc.
Yeah, we'll go.
Oh wait, no, no.
Security Inc.
what
After
did-
dark.
Oh, what did I say? Oh God!
Insecurity Inc. is just
Everyone's gonna hate me.
Insecurity Inc.'s just the worst therapist.
Yeah, you
Therapists.
should feel like that.
Insecurity Inc. Our therapists make you feel worse somehow. Come on down and we'll abuse you.
And with that,
What?
Dungeoneers,
That's what Insecurity
That's what
Inc.
Insecurity Inc. would be.
Yeah.
It's a dumb joke.
Yeah.
So.
It was.
We have some heisting.
Thanks.
I'm just agreeing with you.
And on that note, Dungeoneers, stay safe. We love you. Bye-bye.